The truth about Richard Rawlings has finally come to light, and it's nothing like the rumors. Fans of Fast and Loud have been swirling with speculation over legal battles and alleged jail time. Headlines hinted at a high-stakes Mustang scandal, leaving many wondering, is Richard really behind bars, or is there more to the story than the media shows? Join us as we uncover the full story behind the controversy and reveal what it truly means for the Gas Monkey Garage legend. The Gas Monkey Bar feud. It all began in 2018 when Richard Rawlings found himself embroiled in a high-stakes legal battle with his own Gas Monkey Bar and Grill. The conflict began in June when the bar, along with managing member Daniel Flaherty, filed a $6 million lawsuit against Richard. The suit accused him of defamation and breach of contract, claiming that he had deliberately spread false information to tarnish the bar's reputation. According to the complaint, Richard allegedly obstructed a potential sale to a third-party buyer, undermining negotiations that could have secured the venue's future. From the bar's perspective, the Gas Monkey star had gone beyond criticism, and he was actively attempting to sabotage their business. Central to the allegations was defamation, with the bar arguing that Richard's statements caused measurable harm to its public standing. On top of that, they accused him of interfering with ongoing business operations and failing to honor the licensing agreement that allowed the venue to use the Gas Monkey brand. With millions at stake, the case became a battle over money, reputation, and control of one of Dallas's most recognizable entertainment venues. Richard, never one to retreat from confrontation, responded in March 2019 with a countersuit. His claims painted a starkly different picture. Richard argued that he had terminated the licensing agreement in late 2018 after repeated disputes with the bar's management. From his perspective, the venue had misused the Gas Monkey trademark, tying his brand to ventures he had never approved. Ultimately, the fallout was significant. The bar that was once a flagship of Richard's empire closed its doors and was rebranded as Amplified Live, severing its association with the Gas Monkey name. What began as an ambitious expansion of the Gas Monkey brand ended in lawsuits, financial strain, and with Richard behind bars. The burning question on everyone's mind: is Richard Rawlings really behind bars? Setting the record straight on the legal rumors. Richard has recently been caught in a swirl of online rumors. Headlines and YouTube thumbnails scream claims like "Richard Rawlings in jail" or "facing serious legal trouble." For loyal fans who have watched him turn rusted metal into roaring machines, such talk raises eyebrows. Yet, a closer look at verified records tells a far calmer truth. Richard is neither behind bars nor facing any criminal charges. The confusion stems from the civil lawsuit filed, and the legal battle drew attention because of Richard's name. But it was a business dispute, not a criminal scandal. At its core, the conflict focused on the restaurant's management and use of the Gas Monkey trademark, not the auto builds that made Richard a household name. The tension between the two sides lingered for several years, but eventually the situation reached a quiet resolution. The false rumors circulating online, especially those suggesting imprisonment or ongoing legal drama, stem from outdated or deliberately distorted interpretations of the 2018 lawsuit. Despite it all, Richard remains focused on the ventures that made him a recognizable figure in car culture: the Gas Monkey Garage, high-profile automotive collaborations, and his ongoing work within the custom car community. His name continues to represent creativity and relentless drive, qualities that have defined his brand from the beginning. So, despite the viral videos and clickbait titles, Richard Rawlings is not entangled in legal trouble. But with all the headlines, controversies, and viral rumors swirling around him, one has to ask, what really fuels the drama behind Gas Monkey Garage? The drama-fueled ride behind Gas Monkey Garage. Richard is no stranger to tension, on or off screen. His sharp leadership style made him a standout television figure, but it also brought constant waves of controversy. Whether it was creative disputes or personal struggles, Richard seemed to live in the fast lane of drama. Throughout the show's history, Richard often found himself clashing with members of his crew. Disagreements weren't uncommon, but when conflicts arose under his management, employees rarely stayed for long. Several team members who once helped build Gas Monkey Garage's success eventually walked away after falling out with their boss. One of the most notable departures was that of Aaron Kaufman, the garage's brilliant lead mechanic and Richard's longtime right-hand man. Fans were shocked when Kaufman suddenly disappeared from the show. But Kaufman wasn't the only one to leave. Tom Smith and Jordan Butler, two other well-known mechanics on the show, also departed following a heated dispute. The incident reportedly involved a fan with cystic fibrosis who had come to the garage hoping to take photos with one of Richard's prized cars. According to Smith, Richard harshly told the fan to step away, using strong language. The altercation left Smith and Butler uncomfortable, leading them to quit the show shortly afterward. Their departure, however, opened a new door. They soon appeared on a rival show, Misfit Garage, which carried a similar format but operated independently of Gas Monkey. Outside of work, Richard's personal life was equally eventful. His relationship with Suzanne Mergel, his second wife, was turbulent during the height of his fame. The couple, married for nearly a decade, faced strain as Richard balanced his demanding career and the mounting pressures of running multiple businesses. They eventually separated, but in a surprising twist, reconciled and remarried in 2015. Their reunion marked a rare moment of calm amid the chaos surrounding Richard's professional life. Despite the backlash, Richard maintained his characteristic resilience. Like the cars he restored, he seemed determined to rebuild himself after every setback. His charisma, combined with his knack for turning chaos into opportunity, kept his name relevant long after Fast and Loud ended. But with all the controversy surrounding the show, one burning question remains. What really went down behind the infamous Shart Cat build? The controversial ride behind the Shart Cat saga. The chaos surrounding Fast and Loud extended far beyond Richard personality and his team's fiery dynamics. The show's producers also found themselves tangled in controversy, particularly over the infamous Shart Cat, a heavily modified Dodge Dart that became one of the series' most talked about builds. Reality television often stretches the truth for entertainment, but this time, many fans and car experts felt the producers had pushed things too far. The Shart Cat, intended to showcase Gas Monkey Garage's innovation and skill, quickly became a symbol of how Fast and Loud blurred the line between authenticity and showmanship. The name itself hinted at trouble. True to its crude nickname, the Shart Cat turned out to be as messy as its moniker suggested. Behind the scenes, the car suffered from numerous technical failures, most notably severe transmission problems that were largely glossed over on camera. Viewers saw a sleek, high-powered machine come together, seemingly without a hitch, but the reality was far more complicated. One of the biggest challenges came from the car's computer system. The Shart Cat required a complete teardown and reassembly of its electronic and computing components, a process that demanded advanced tuning, time, and precision. Diablo Sport, a respected performance tuning company, performed this intricate work. However, on screen, the rebuild appeared to happen almost overnight, presented as a quick fix rather than the painstaking operation it truly was. For car enthusiasts familiar with the complexity of such modifications, the episode raised eyebrows. It painted an unrealistic picture of automotive craftsmanship, undermining the hard labor and technical skill such a rebuild would normally demand. Many viewers felt misled, criticizing the show for prioritizing drama and spectacle over transparency and authenticity. The Shark Cat controversy wasn't an isolated incident. Fast and Loud had long been fueled by a mix of creative tension, personality clashes, and production-driven drama. Over its 16-season run, the series saw multiple firings, departures, and disagreements that eventually spawned spin-offs like Misfit Garage for fans. This chaos became part of the attraction. The unpredictability was as entertaining as the cars themselves. Still, the Shark Cat episode stood out as a turning point, reflecting the wider problem facing many reality TV shows: the constant battle between entertainment value and authentic storytelling. While dramatization kept audiences hooked, it also eroded the credibility of what was supposed to be a celebration of mechanical mastery. So the question arises, how did Richard Rawlings balance jaw-dropping car builds with the chaos and drama that made the show a hit? From early ambitions to Gas Monkey success, Richard Rawlings was born in Fort Worth, Texas, and has always been fascinated by cars. As a child, he often accompanied his father to auto shows, absorbing knowledge and cultivating a passion for the automotive world. By age 14, he had purchased his first car, an early sign of the drive that would shape his future. After high school, Richard explored a variety of professions, including law enforcement, firefighting, and paramedic work, gaining experience before fully committing to the automotive industry. In 1999, he launched a printing and advertising business and married his second wife, Suzanne Marie Mergel, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ups and downs marked their relationship. They divorced in 2009, remarried in 2015 in Cabo, Mexico, and remained together until 2019, when Richard announced their separation via Twitter. Beyond business and personal life, Richard has also made his mark as a published author. In 2015, he released his autobiography, Fast and Loud: Blood, Sweat, and Beers, chronicling his upbringing in Fort Worth and his early experiences with cars. Richard recounts waking at 3 a.m. to help his father deliver newspapers for extra income and working multiple jobs while nurturing his love for automobiles. Despite admitting struggles with math in school, he developed the practical skills necessary to succeed in business, eventually selling his printing company and launching Gas Monkey Garage, inspired by television and his lifelong passion for cars. Throughout his career, Richard has balanced entrepreneurship and media fame, proving that his talents extend far beyond the garage. When Fast and Loud premiered in 2012, few could have predicted how wildly successful it would become. The Discovery Channel series followed a crew of passionate car enthusiasts at Gas Monkey Garage as they transformed forgotten classics into roaring masterpieces, while earlier shows like Overhaulin' and Pimp. My Ride proved that audiences loved car restorations. Fast and Loud offered something different, a combination of stunning automotive craftsmanship and fiery shop floor drama that kept fans hooked. At the center of it all was Richard, both the driving force and, at times, the biggest spark of controversy. Alongside lead mechanic Aaron Kaufman, Richard traveled across America in search of rusty, neglected cars, vehicles most would have written off as scrap. Each find was a gamble, but with the right touch, the Gas Monkey crew turned them into jaw-dropping builds that often sold for impressive profits. Behind the scenes, the process was grueling. Restoring vintage machines demanded not just technical skill, but also long hours, creativity, and teamwork under pressure. Every episode captured the transformation, from dusty wrecks to polished, high-powered showpieces. Yet, like many reality TV productions, not everything was as spontaneous as it appeared. Some of the drama was genuine. Some was clearly staged to heighten tension and keep audiences entertained. Richard's leadership style often mirrored other strong-willed figures in reality television. Like Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen or Donald Trump in The Apprentice, He commanded attention with a mix of authority, business savvy, and unfiltered confidence. His personality defined the show's tone: bold, brash, and fast-paced. Fans admired his energy, but it also led to creative clashes and behind-the-scenes disagreements, especially as the series grew in fame. As Fast and Loud evolved, so did the challenges. The success that had made Gas Monkey Garage a household name also created friction within the team. In time, Kaufman's departure hinted at the growing divide between the show's creative ambitions and Richard's business-driven approach. By the time the series ended, it was clear that Richard had been at the heart of both its triumphs and its tensions. In 2022, renewed attention surrounded the show's cancellation and Richard's role in it. Despite the end of Fast and Loud, his influence in the automotive world remained undeniable. He continued to expand his ventures, proving that his entrepreneurial drive extended well beyond television. Yet even with its legacy firmly cemented, one question lingers. Is there any realistic chance of Fast and Loud roaring back to life? Why a comeback seems unlikely. Despite the controversies and behind-the-scenes drama, many fans still hope for a return of Fast and Loud. The series was unique in combining high-level automotive craftsmanship with the unpredictable tension of reality television, a combination rarely seen in car shows today. Current programs like Car Masters, Rust to Riches, Rust Valley Restorers, and Graveyard Cars cater to more specific audiences and often lack the same mix of technical skill and entertainment that Gas Monkey Garage brought to the screen. In 2020, Richard appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, addressing questions about the series' status. Richard confirmed that Fast and Loud had indeed been canceled. Any rumors of a revival, a new season, or a recast were false. The show is officially off the air, and there are no plans to bring it back. The cancellation of Fast and Loud surprised many fans, sparking wild speculation about Richard Rawlings' health and even rumors of his death. Richard's silence only intensified the rumors, leaving followers uncertain about why a successful show would abruptly end. The questions were finally answered in December 2020, when Richard appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast to discuss his decision. Richard explained that ending the show was a conscious choice, a chance to close one chapter and open another. After years of dominating the Discovery Channel with Gas Monkey Garage, he felt he had reached the peak of that journey. The turbulent year of 2020 gave him space to reflect on his career, ambitions, and desire for new challenges. One revelation shocked many listeners. Richard's Discovery contract was unusually strict. He was fined up to $25,000 for speaking negatively about the network, a clause that restricted his voice and limited his connection with fans. When Fast and Loud premiered in 2012, social media was less influential, but by 2020, being constrained from freely sharing his perspective felt suffocating. For a man known for his restless energy and outspoken personality, this limitation was unacceptable. With the series concluded, Richard embraced independence. Gas Monkey Garage evolved from a TV shop into a global brand, leveraging digital platforms to reach fans directly. His YouTube channel surpassed 1 million subscribers, providing unfiltered access to garage projects, builds, and the everyday chaos of the shop free from network restrictions. Richard could finally communicate in his raw, authentic style, connecting with fans in ways television never permitted. Richard's ambitions extended beyond video content. He hinted at launching an automotive podcast, aiming to fill a gap in car storytelling and provide a platform for discussions unbound by TV limitations. This move reflects his drive to innovate within the automotive world, using modern platforms to control the narrative around Gas Monkey and his projects. Life after Fast and Loud is defined by freedom, creativity, and the pursuit of new ventures. Richard Rawlings turned a moment of speculation and uncertainty into an opportunity to expand his brand, engage directly with fans, and explore untapped avenues in automotive media. His next chapter promises to continue his reputation as a fearless entrepreneur, passionate mechanic, and charismatic figure in the car world. While fans may long for more episodes featuring Richard and his team transforming old cars into remarkable machines, the reality is that Fast and Loud has reached its conclusion. Its legacy endures in the memorable builds, high-octane drama, and the influence it had on automotive television. But the series itself remains permanently closed. For viewers, the hope of revival may fade. However, Gas Monkey Garage continues to operate, and Richard Rawlings remains focused on new ventures, keeping the show's spirit alive in his work and public appearances. Now, let's talk about some of the members who left before the show ended and why they did. Gas Monkey Garage's office star and cancer survivor. Fans of Fast and Loud quickly noticed that Christy Brimberry, the office manager at Gas Monkey Garage, was more than just an administrator. She was a vital part of the team, from helping keep Richard Rawlings in check to contributing to the growth of the business from day one. Christy's presence on the show was significant. Many would argue that, after Richard and Aaron Kaufman, Christy was one of Gas Monkey's most popular faces. In 2017, Christy left the show, sparking questions among fans. The reason, she revealed, was health-related. Diagnosed with thyroid cancer, Brimberry took a necessary break from filming to focus on treatment and recovery. She has since made a full recovery, a journey she openly shared with her followers. During her treatment, Christy underwent chemotherapy, followed by surgery to remove a cancerous lymph node from her thyroid. The operation affected her voice permanently, requiring months of recovery, and the use of a throat tube radiation therapy was also part of her treatment, ensuring the cancer was fully addressed. By December 2017, she confirmed she was officially cancer-free, with follow-up tests showing no signs of the disease. Gas Monkey Garage celebrated her recovery with a heartfelt acknowledgement on social media, cementing her lasting connection to the team. Outside the garage, Christy has built a fulfilling personal and professional life. She is married to Darren Brimberry, a hairstylist and salon owner in Texas, with the couple raising 4 children together, in addition to Christy's 2 from a previous marriage. While Darren shares occasional updates about his hairstyling work, Christy maintains a strong social media presence. She boasts over 117,000 followers on Twitter, 345,000 on Instagram, and more than 1.2 million on Facebook, regularly posting about her family and modeling work. Christy's departure from Gas Monkey Garage stands out from other exits, which often involved professional disagreements or creative conflicts. Her leave was driven entirely by health concerns, showing the seriousness of her battle with cancer. Fans remember her not just for her role on the show, but for her courage and determination in facing life-altering challenges. Although she is no longer featured on Fast and Loud, Christy Brimberry remains a cherished member of the Gas Monkey family. Her influence on the show, her advocacy for health awareness, and her inspiring recovery continue to resonate with fans and the automotive community alike. But as the Gas Monkey legacy grew, Christy wasn't the only talent that left the show. There was another person who redefined what the garage could achieve. Why did Aaron Kaufman leave the show? From Gas Monkey Garage to Restomod Mastermind, Aaron Kaufman, the skilled fabricator and hot rod specialist, rose to fame through Discovery's Fast and Loud, which premiered in 2012. As the lead mechanic at Gas Monkey Garage, Kaufman helped transform rusted relics into show-stopping custom builds, working alongside the larger-than-life Richard Rawlings. His ingenuity, craftsmanship, and hands-on approach earned him the nickname The Bearded Wonder, and made him a fan favorite. In 2017, Kaufman left the show, citing personal and professional differences with Richard. He wanted to focus on larger, more ambitious projects that reality television's time constraints often made impossible. "I wanted to build cars that were that big or bigger, and then TV needed cars that were much smaller than that," Kaufman explained in an interview with Art of Gear's time limitations, and creative disagreements led him to step away. But he emphasized that he maintained a friendly relationship with Richard despite the split. Following his departure, Kaufman founded ArcLight Fabrications, a boutique restomod shop in Dallas, Texas, specializing in 1957 to 1979, Ford F-100 trucks, and other vintage F-Series pickups. ArcLight Fab focuses on one-of-a-kind builds requiring extensive time, skill, and attention to detail, projects that weren't feasible under the tight schedule of Fast and Loud. Kaufman hand-picked a team of skilled mechanics who shared his vision, creating a workshop dedicated to craftsmanship and innovation. The shop later moved locations but continued operations in Dallas, cementing Kaufman's reputation as a leader in vintage truck restoration and modification. After establishing ArcLight, Kaufman returned to television with Shifting Gears, with Aaron Kaufman, a reality series that allowed him to develop his mechanical skills further. Over 2 seasons, he and his hand-picked crew focused on maximizing performance and creating unique vehicles, earning positive reviews for the show's emphasis on technical skill rather than manufactured drama. In 2019, he also launched Aaron Needs a Job, a program blending car building with unconventional tasks, though the format proved less impactful over time. Kaufman's passion extends beyond the shop. He is deeply involved in motorsports, particularly the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. He first competed in 2013 to 2014 with a 1963 Ford Falcon and returned in 2022 with a 1949 Ford F1, nicknamed Old Smoky. Kaufman has also participated in the Stadium Super Truck Series and works as a brand ambassador for MagnaFlow exhaust systems. His racing and building activities reflect a hands-on approach that remains central to his identity as a mechanic and innovator. His car collection is as unique as his career. Kaufman's first vehicle was a Jeep Cherokee at 16, and his first driven car was a 1968 short-bed Ford F-100 Today. His collection includes rare and custom builds, including his daily driver, a modified 2004 Ford F-150 under continuous restoration. He also contributed to daily driven exotics, helping build a 1,200 horsepower twin-turbo Ferrari F12, showcasing his versatility with both classic trucks and modern supercars. Beyond his mechanical work, Kaufman is also a published producer on his shows and collaborates with tuners such as Life Motorsport and Sierra Cars, the latter producing single-seat, center cockpit recreational vehicles tested at Pikes Peak. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Aaron Kaufman's net worth stands at $8 million, reflecting his combined success as a fabricator, entrepreneur, and television personality. But while Kaufman was charting his own path, a separate story was unfolding in the world of reality car shows. Misfit Garage followed a different crew of skilled mechanics, including Tom Smith and Jordan Butler, who left Gas Monkey Garage to start Fired Up Garage. How did this spin-off manage to capture the attention of car enthusiasts in its own unique way? About the Misfit Garage. Misfit Garage is a reality television show that aired on Discovery, following a crew of talented mechanics as they restored classic cars. The series stars Tom Smith and Jordan Butler, who, after being dismissed from Fast and Loud's Gas Monkey Garage, teamed up with Thomas Weeks and Scott McMillan to launch a new shop called Fired Up Garage. Over time, the cast has evolved, including members like Kevin Clark and John Klump, while Richard remained connected to the show as both executive producer and landlord. The series revolves around sourcing worn-down cars, either brought in by clients or scouted by the team, and restoring them with traditional or innovative techniques. Beyond car builds, the show thrives on reality TV drama, showcasing arguments between the cast, mechanical setbacks, and ongoing disputes with Richard. These elements often give the show a soap opera-like quality, though fans continue to discover hidden layers of talent and creativity in Fired Up Garage. Misfit Garage is a direct spin-off of Fast and Loud. Both Tom Smith and Jordan Butler were part of Gas Monkey Garage, but in 2014, Smith told TMZ he was fired for swearing at the on-duty manager. The incident followed an episode where he and Butler allowed a fan to take photos with Richard Rawlings' Rolls-Royce without permission. Afterward, Discovery offered the duo a fresh opportunity, leading to the spin-off series, still produced by Pilgrim Studios. Some fans speculate whether the firings were genuine or staged for television drama. Given that Rawlings, who influenced the cast, also serves as the show's executive producer, it's possible the firings were orchestrated to generate buzz and justify the spin-off. Although Fired Up Garage claims independence, Richard retains considerable control. From the very first episode, it's clear he is the landlord and executive producer. This dual role allows him to oversee artistic decisions, determining which cars are featured and how they are transformed. He also manages the budget, dictating how funds are allocated for builds, garage operations, and promotion, giving him significant influence over the show's direction. Mechanic Thomas Weeks has endured numerous car-related injuries, ranging from minor cuts and scrapes to severe accidents. One of his earliest incidents occurred at age 4 when a metal rod sliced his chin while observing his father working on cars. On the other hand, Tom Smith balances his mechanical work with a comedy career, performing at clubs in Dallas and Manhattan. Smith has even expressed interest in incorporating comedic sketches into Misfit Garage, blending humor with car restoration. The name Fired Up Garage carries more meaning than its trendy sound suggests. According to Tom Smith, the initials are a playful nod to a childhood toolbox message, reflecting the shop's rebellious, spirited personality. Interestingly, the financial model of Misfit Garage differs from what many might expect. Profits from individual car restorations average around $2,000 per vehicle, meaning that the show's revenue comes primarily from its 1.3 million average viewers per episode. This television-driven income supports the cast and keeps the garage operational, emphasizing that the show's popularity, rather than the cars themselves, is the primary source of funding. While the financial backbone of Misfit Garage comes from its TV audience rather than the cars themselves, the show's appeal also lies in the larger-than-life personalities and wild projects that the cast tackles. Case in point, John Clump and his unforgettable 1960s-inspired Bat van. But could any car restoration ever top a van with a flamethrower and rooftop missile mount? John Clump and the legendary Bat van. Before joining Fired Up Garage, John Clump had worked at various garages across the United States, honing his skills on a wide range of vehicles. One of his most memorable projects was a 1960s-inspired Batmobile built as a van. True to comic book style, Clump mounted a working flamethrower on the vehicle. He even added a side mount for a machine gun and a rooftop spot for a missile. Don't get any ideas. These modifications were entirely non-functional and far too dangerous for the streets, existing purely for show. The cast of Misfit Garage also has a wild history with joyrides. Kevin Clark and Tom Smith, for example, admitted to taking cars from family members before they were legally allowed to drive. Tom Smith recounted one night at age 10 when he was caught joyriding and, in classic action movie fashion, tried to escape police intervention. only to crash into a police cruiser. These early escapades showcase the rebellious streak that would later define the garage's chaotic energy. Kevin Clark, unlike some of the other mechanics, didn't grow up in a car-obsessed family. His passion for vehicles began with toy cars, evolving from Hot Wheels as a child to crafting detailed model cars during his teenage years. That fascination for miniature cars fueled his mechanical creativity and hands-on approach at Fired Up Garage. Interestingly, Misfit Garage hasn't always been about restoration. Many viewers might assume that the cast fixes more cars than they damage, but the show often highlights the opposite. In one notable example, a 1971 GTO was deliberately crushed by a tank during Season 3 to teach frontman Thomas Weeks a lesson in etiquette. In another incident, a customer's car was destroyed by a fallen tree during Season 1. These chaotic moments contribute to the show's unpredictable and dramatic atmosphere, making it part reality TV, part mechanical spectacle. Is this truly the end of an era for the Fast and Loud legacy? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.